Big data developments and applications continue to deliver digital dividends as gradual changes in the business ecosystem. From production to lifestyle, manufacturing to services, and industry to finance and commerce, become apparent from a digital bird's eye vista of the world at large. It's March and the rainy season approaches. At 10 in the evening, it's action stations here at this loading bay in Xiamen. The task at hand is to harvest, clean, bag, and ship to wholesale markets at maximum speed these high-yield, freshly harvested crisp and sweet carrots, and so guarantee their best price. This logistics park is a trading venue for drivers of various types of trucks equipped to carry particular freight. These carrots must be allocated to a suitable truck without delay to retain their freshly harvested flavor and sell for a price that avoids negative impact on the incomes of either farmers or truck drivers. The millions of trucks loaded with commodities that daily travel on China's dense highway network maintain the supply and demand balance between its various regions. Preparing freight with vehicles is a double-edged problem. In this case, a refrigerated truck is needed, but its driver can't get the freight information on time.
过去因为没有高效便利的移动通讯的这种手段，很多司机他其实并不完全清楚他在找货的过程中他有多少的损耗，他跑了多少这个就是空跑里程，他有多少趴窝等待的时间。那么他们是通过在时空上聚集在同一个点，就是我们讲各种各样的这种信息交易大厅，大家都到这个地方来进行面对面的信息交换。那随着这个移动互联网的发展，我们认为说这个其实完全可以在线上就可以进行。
老板，我现在开车往你那边去了，你等一下给我发个位置啊，10多分钟就到。
Zhao Jisheng and his wife from Yingkao in Liaoning Province own a 40-ton refrigerated truck. They have received an order through a big data freight transportation platform, rather than word of mouth, to transport the Xiamen carrots to Chengdu, a distance of 2,000 kilometers. Through his mobile phone, Zhao Jisheng can browse freight information in various regions and follow up on goods best suited to his truck. This considerably shortens the process of finding a load. Upon starting their journey, their truck's data is recorded on a freight platform 1,000 kilometers away. Teng Tianguang developed this big data platform.
中国的物流很大，10万亿的一个盘子，其实有70%以上是通过公路来完成的。
Finding a load in an unfamiliar place is a major headache and can take as long as 3 to 5 days, as well as an empty drive of 100 kilometers or more. That's why the effective journey distance of Chinese trucks is just 300 kilometers, as compared to 1,000 kilometers in more developed countries. Teng Tianguang's original intention in building this platform was to match China's 20 million highly dispersed groups of truck drivers with its equally dispersed freight owner groups.
我们对于司机他的整个找货的偏好，他车辆的状况，我们通过这些他的行为数据，我们也会对司机进行更精准的一个刻画。我们知道他是一个什么样的车，他平常都拉什么样的货，他今天要往哪个方向去。那么我们通过这些条件，那我们可以帮他去筛选到更精准的货源。那这样的话，司机他就不用再空车跑到一个固定的地点去找货，而是他在卸货，甚至于他还没有卸货，在路上的时候，他可能就提前可以去安排自己的回程货源。那通过这个呢，就可以大大的节省司机找货的时间，同时也可以极大的提高这个货主找车的时间。
前方请减速。
还有1248公里，没有意外的情况下，明天下午。
This is a 2,000-kilometer journey carrying 27 tons of carrots, which the client expects to be delivered within 48 hours. If they don't meet this deadline, the client will suffer a loss, which Zhao Jisheng and his wife will be expected to compensate. The platform daily posts 1.5 million pieces of freight information, covering 334 cities around the country. So a nationwide logistics and freight transportation network is rapidly expanding. From coastal areas to the inland, driving night and day, Zhao Jisheng's truck heads all the way west along Jiangxi, Hunan, and Guizhou until finally entering Chongqing. They are now 300 kilometers from their destination.
好像前面坏，前面那个坏了。
那走不了了呗？明天开车稀里糊涂，一点预感没有。
传动螺丝湿了。
那怎么了？
Breaking down on the highway is every truck driver's nightmare. The freight owner has repeatedly stressed the importance of timely delivery, as once the carrots surpass their best time, their price will plummet. This is southwestern China's largest agricultural product trading center. The screen's fluctuating price curve shows the sales status of agricultural products in 23 provinces and cities. There is a direct link between vegetable prices and logistics speed. The Big Data Freight Transportation Platform shows information on vehicles and drivers, and also their real-time locations. Data computations based on the location of Zhao Jisheng's truck and the parts it needs enable the platform to recommend the most time-efficient maintenance plan.
好不好弄是吧？
这个螺丝的话，我手动肯定给你拧不紧，那个到时候你在那手里闪出来，他就机器给你拧。
行。太感谢，
没事，应该做的。
The repair completed, Zhao Jisheng gets back behind the wheel and resumes his journey. At 6 p.m., after 47 hours on the road, the truck finally arrives in Chengdu. The 27 tons of fresh carrots will be sold, distributed, and served on dinner tables in various regions. In addition to pairing vehicles with freight, the Big Data Freight Transportation Platform can also plan the best routes.
通过数据的积累，那我们可能知道说成都这个地方，它可能它的这个货运量、货运需求，我们可能就会把一个司机，我们会告诉他说，其实对于你来说，最好的方式是，你到了上海以后，对吧？那你回来是 OK 的，但是你从到了成都，你可以先到武汉。
Continuous improvements to the platform have reduced the average time truck drivers spend looking for trade from 4 days to 4 hours, and increased the average effective monthly travel distance from 9,000 kilometers to 13,500 kilometers.
那我们认为这是一件不光是说有巨大的一个这个经济价值，可能也是一个非常有社会价值的一件事情。
Big data applications on the freight transportation platform have considerably speeded up logistics, as well as reducing their cost.
数字经济呢，既有呢本身它一些新兴的，对吧？新兴的一些自身的这个新的这个经济领域，那么更多的呢，我觉得可能还是这个互联网啊和信息技术嫁接在传统产业上，然后呢，这个在这个传统的咱们这个衣食住行各个方面，它提升了你的什么呢？就是你的这个效率和用户体验，要使这个传统产业呢这个进行升级。
Unless you saw it with your own eyes, you'd find it hard to believe there was a big data application that arranges group blind dates for pigs. As this is an enclosed piggery, all visitors are required to go through a 3-day quarantine before entering to ensure they are sterile. Stringent hygiene regulations are in place in order to select the highest quality boars. This is Yong Kun's department.
我们在用给病人看病用的 CT 机给猪在做 CT 的扫描，这个主要的功能呢是给猪提取猪的一些切片数据，然后通过图片的一些分析，能够分析这头种猪它的瘦肉率、骨重、肋骨数、肌间脂这些很重要的一些生理的性能，来确定这头种猪的生理性能呢是否留下来作为我们的引种的猪。
The genes affecting a pig's growth are mainly inherited through the boar. A CT scan produces over 300 images of each boar, which the computer analyzes, recording factors such as its proportion of lean meat, the number of ribs, and the back fat thickness. China's annual per capita pork consumption is 40 kilograms, an average daily consumption of 210,000 pigs. Today's material abundance has made diners pickier, which has changed the sources of production. Big data comparisons and computations equip workers to eliminate all hogs other than the fittest and leanest from the equation.
我们通过育种选出了更优良的种猪，然后生产出来更优良的商品猪，就是为了给老百姓提供更多的瘦肉、更多的排骨、更少的肥肉，让他们吃到更多口感更好的猪肉。
Improving the overall quality of pork also calls for Yong Kun's team's selection of the best quality sows, also accomplished through big data, but using a totally different screening method. Tracing a pig's parental and maternal lineage avoids inbreeding. The food intake and weight gain of each sow is transmitted to the database, and the real-time information collector records the pen rotation and farrowing of each one. Those that eat the least gain the most weight and are the most fertile are singled out to join a pool of brood sows. Having selected the best boars and sows, the next step is to arrange their mating. Accurately gauging the timing for this to ensure an optimum conception rate is a challenge for Yong Kun's team. This is where sows are kept and observed to see whether or not they are in estrus, which is evident in a 2 degrees Celsius rise in temperature. Not long ago, the only way to tell was through a manual examination, but Yang Kun intends to use a temperature collector.
猪只体温变化监测有2个很重要的目的，第一个是判断它是否发病，第二个是判断它是否发情。从这个情况下可以降低猪的死亡率，提高我们猪的生产效率。
Multiple design optimizations prompts Yang Kun's decision to use an in-ear temperature collector, so commencing real-time transmission of accurate data to a monitoring platform.
的后台监控也看到，猪的体温是非常实时的反映了猪的一个身体状态，对于我们来说是非常非常重要的。
The monitoring platform shows the fluctuations in the sow's temperatures that vary according to age and physiological phase. Accumulated temperature data enables workers rapidly and accurately to pinpoint when sows are in estrus. So the group blind date resumes. It may seem funny, but this is no laughing matter, as its aim is to improve people's quality of life. Agriculture is an important link in China's promotion of supply-side structural reform. Building a data monitoring system, solving the pain points, and improving social and economic benefits all go towards satisfying people's demand for better food. Nowadays, people in China have an even greater choice of products, in addition to local ones from all over the world. Meanwhile, there is growing interest throughout the world in products made in China. Precision marketing by big data specialists both informs global consumers of and enables their purchases of Chinese products. This is Wang Shui Min's 5th trip to Mumbai this year. His company mainly engages in advertising Chinese products on overseas internet platforms. The Industrial Revolution sparked the commodity boom that ignited the advertising industry, which was further activated when science and technology brought it into the home. Big data era advertising is more efficient and accurate by far than the extensive advertising campaigns of the past.
通过一些大数据，对吧？分析我的这个客户的一些种类，他的消费习惯，对吧？那么可以呢去主动的，对吧？去主动的去引导这个消费，对吧？这不德鲁克讲过吗？就是说，优秀的企业呢，你是满足客户需求，对吧？伟大的企业呢，创造客户需求。
During his current trip to India, Wang Shui Min aims to test the effective integration of China and India's big data precision marketing systems, and then to promote Chinese products in other countries.
对那个图文信息进行结构化，包括视频进行结构化处理，把信息抽取出来，知道这个图片讲的是什么，这段视频讲的是什么，把内容抽取出来以后呢，去跟我们的那个文本语义分析去结合，然后呢，我们把中国那么多的电商商品，尤其是 EU 那边的小商品，全部通过我们的人工智能的结构化了，结构化以后变成一些文字信息，都存储在我们系统里边来，和国外的像印度那边的投放系统去对接，就能在国外的网站上展现出来这种商品。
Rapid development of the internet, especially e-commerce, has shifted product advertising from traditional media to the web. Meanwhile, online purchasing and consumption have gradually entered the mainstream. India has a distinct advantage in the global IT outsourcing market. It was the world-leading online advertising experience of the Indian team participating in this test that prompted Wang Shui Min's company to acquire it 2 years ago. Information technology advances now enable online information to be presented in images and videos, as well as words, which, as far as big data collection is concerned, renders traditional full-text search technology obsolete. Consequently, image and video identification technologies have been added to the Chinese advertising system the team is currently testing. But, having encountered a strange phenomenon, Indian engineers are suddenly flummoxed.
在这个中国节的投放过程中呢，我们在国内投放的时候，数据都非常显示正常的。但是这个系统呢，通过两个系统连接以后，在国外投放，就发现它的展示也有误，点击也有误，甚至成交是为0的这么一个现象。
The Indian engineers discovered during the test to integrate the two systems that the ads for one Chinese product, Chinese nuts, could not be delivered. Unless it can be solved, the problem will have negative impact on overseas sales of this Chinese product. In Beijing, 5,800 kilometers away, Wang Shui Min's co-workers are enabling computers to identify countless images through machine learning. After testing both the Indian and Chinese systems, they find that both can identify the Chinese nut. This rules out any possible problem to do with the image recognition technology his team devised and applied in this test. Wang Shui Min is now even more confused. He doesn't realize that it's a cultural difference rather than a glitch that has caused this problem. For people who don't live in China, festive commodities normally include turkeys, Christmas trees, wine, and so on. But Chinese nuts are unique to Chinese culture. The ads for Chinese nuts couldn't be delivered because India's precision marketing system did not associate it with overseas festive products. The developers accordingly added the Chinese nut tags and properties reminiscent of Western festivals, turkey, and candy, and imported it into the system once more. Finally, the results in both systems now match. Despite the successful testing of the systems, Wang Shui Min still feels uneasy on his flight to Dubai. Occurrences of any similar ad placement problem will have direct impact on future business negotiations. As a world-famous economic and financial center, Dubai is where India's big data precision marketing system hooks up with the global internet to place billions of ads. On this occasion, Wang Shui Min is here to conduct business negotiations with a local advertising media placement company.
T-A-O-B-A-O. Taobao.
Yeah.
Tmall.
Tmall?
No? Tmall.
No, I've seen the name of that.
Tmall 是相当于这个比较 B to B 的，他们每年都会有很多的预算，想投到海外。
And basically internally talk a little bit about the math.
The global layout of China's e-commerce platforms enables online sales globally of Chinese products. The abundant business opportunities has prompted cross-border cooperation between e-commerce enterprises, both within China and abroad.
认识人们的需要和认识一些商业规律，一直是人们的这种理想。有了数字信息，就可以提供一些有针对性的服务。如此呢，一方面可以让这个有针对性的服务呢，它的价值相应的提高；另一方面呢，可以在这个服务过程当中呢，大大的降低成本，而这个给消费者、给这个服务商都带来了共赢。
Receipt of an order at 4 p.m. Beijing time triggers the launch of the Big Data Precision Marketing System across China, UAE, and India, and the official establishment of a Silk Road connecting China with other countries.
我们现在投放的客户呢，与日俱增，原来只有100个客户，现在已经变成了上千个客户。 因为毕竟现在中国是一个极度开放的国家，我们想促进中国的商品能够走向海外，实现全球买这么一个想法。
Whether world factories or global markets, ever more countries want a streamlined trading route with China. Cross-border e-commerce platforms in this era of digital economy have seized this opportunity, and in meeting consumer demands for commodities from around the globe, have also enhanced global communications. Tao She Ying is a model, which entails dressing in different styles of clothes to suit all manner of occasions. Consequently, clothes account for a large portion of her budget. In common with most women, but to an even greater extent, Tao always feels that her wardrobe is short of an important garment. However, Tong She Ying has discovered by chance the shared wardrobe consumption mode. For less than 500 yuan a month, she can wear and exchange 30 different garments, many of them luxury brands she would never dream of buying, and most of which don't require a deposit. This so-called credit evaluation system saves her considerable amounts of money. Mao Renxin, one of the builders of the credit evaluation system, aims to innovate commercial patterns through models and algorithms. Mao's team has indeed based its credit rating, a non-financial business credit evaluation system, on an algorithm.
我们其实在技术领域有非常多的创新。那么通过这样的一个信用评价体系，我们将用户各个维度的数据最终输出一个用户的首页画像。
The system carries out comprehensive ratings based on a person's identity, credit history, and contractual capacity. Through in-depth scrutiny of these ratings, network analysis, and other technologies, it can accurately assess users' compliance behavior in different business scenarios. As the main link between buyers and sellers in this shared economy, the scoring rules for credit ratings must be objective and fair. This compels Mao Renxin and his team constantly to improve the accuracy of their compliance behavior prediction to enable entrepreneurs effective control of operational risks while expanding their businesses. Steady improvement of the system has expanded online participation in the shopping carnival the Chinese people created, so engendering a new industrial chain. Another link in this new economic system is that of workers taking recycled clothes to a cleaning workshop where, after sorting, they're washed in industrial-scale washing machines. after being ironed, ozone disinfected, and plastic wrapped, and then shipped to a clothing warehouse. Upon receipt of orders, shared wardrobe workers select the garments required from among the hundreds of thousands in the warehouse. They are then computer sorted on an assembly line, packaged and express delivered. With the help of the system, the shared economy consumption mode has become a big hit among the youth by giving more users the chance to show their compliance behavior, accumulate credit, and optimize the credit evaluation system, so invigorating China's consumption market. At the end of May 2018, China's credit reference system included 960 million people and 25.31 million enterprises and other organizations. The improved credit system provides a safety valve preventing financial risks and also clears a channel for financial services in the real economy. Here in Shanghai, a conference of fast loans from financial institutions is in progress. Small and micro enterprises account for over 90% of China's market entities, but capital is a main factor restricting their expansion. Such financing and loan problems also constitute a challenge for financial institutions and the banking industry. Xing Wei is a client manager of the Bank of Shanghai. Her job is to carry out pre-loan investigations of enterprises applying for loans. Whether or not the bank approves an enterprise's loan application depends on Xing Wei and her colleagues' assessment.
"我们在做贷前调查过程中，最大的问题就是所有的信息都是由客户来提供的，它的真实性和可靠性我们没有办法很好的去判断。
The many American banks that went bankrupt in 2008 triggered the global financial crisis, which was due to massive bad debt. Improving the financial system's risk management and maintaining positive interactions between enterprises and financial institutions constitute the foundation of healthy socioeconomic development. Li Jiongfeng is a big data financial risk control engineer. He and his team are tailoring a financial risk management system for the Bank of Shanghai. Capable of collecting information from 3,000 or more judicial system websites, the system, moreover, takes into account 22 fields of information, including industry and commerce, taxation, and public opinion. May 1st, 2018, saw the implementation of the regulations of the People's Republic of China on disclosure of government information. Provision of open data has laid the foundation for the risk control of financial big data and solid support for the bank's risk identification.
通过这个全国的数据采集，看它有没有这个环保处罚，有没有税务的什么严重警告啊？这些数据原来就是搁在这个就是怎么说，就是国家公开的各种网站上，都是官方网站公开的。基于这些数据，我们做采集、做分析，是吧？做加工，最终呢，这个能够给银行一个很好的结果。
With the help of big data, a financial risk control system that presents a clear picture of an enterprise has achieved initial success. It reveals and analyzes the risks an enterprise may entail in many aspects. Li Jiangfeng is at the Bank of Shanghai to test the system's accuracy with Xingwei. In less than a minute, it produces an analysis report on an enterprise. In addition to multifaceted information from within and outside the bank, it also annotates existing data with different risk levels, so clarifying the corporate image and giving Xingwei a comprehensive picture. It moreover provides scientific basis for the bank to decide whether or not to provide enterprises with financial services.
金融科技和大数据技术的发展，一定程度上缓解了商业银行金融服务，尤其是授信业务当中存在的信息不充分和不对称的问题，既提升了自身的风险经营管理的水平，同时也提高了服务效率，也为民营和小微企业提供了更多的支持，从而更好地服务实体经济的发展。
Whether for a person or an enterprise, credit is an indispensable element of the real economy and cornerstone of the digital economy. Improving the credit system has helped the economy to prosper. On China's 2018 Double 11 Shopping Festival, the transaction volume of a single e-commerce platform exceeded 200 billion yuan, and its logistics orders topped 1 billion in 24 hours. Such explosive growth of online transaction volumes generates vast trading data, which the system must process in real time to respond to millions of online users' order requests and avoid long waits and payment problems. The explosive growth of China's data volume demands ever more rapid data processing.
中国在这种大型基础软件上面，我们是后来者，我们失去了开始的应该有的这个空间。说到大数据，也有一些基础软件，现在包括大型的超算的软件，还有我们的公有云的软件、私有云的软件，还有跟针对大数据挖掘的一些软件。你作为后来者，你怎么去创造，还有说能够进入到这个生态里头？因为技术还在变革，新技术还在出现。那么中国现在来看呢，作为后来者，可能还会有新的机会。关键是你错过了原有机会，再不要继续错过后来的机会。
土星哈，再按，月球，再按。
平时都是落到月球正面看正面，反面看过。
对，因为月球呢，它永远是一面朝向地球，另外一面永远背向地球的，所以背面我们在这里。
Sun Yianhao, leader of a big data technology team, is giving his daughter a lesson in elementary astronomy.
这个事物在那里的话，它必然会发生。
只有第一阶段的时候，我调用它的手数据库，只会去调这个接口，还是尝试去做 update 这件事情。
因为我们国家的人口众多，数据量呢也是很多国家的10倍或者是100倍，所以呢，它面临的挑战更多。那这也就意味着我们需要一个国产的这样一个大数据的平台，能支撑这个我们国家的它的应用需求。
Data is like cars on a highway. As their numbers grow, a traffic jam becomes more likely. In this era of explosive data growth, therefore, improving data processing speed is the core goal of Sun Yianhao and his team.
是上海最大的购物中心之一，每天都有海岸的商品入库上架、售卖或者退换。在这座大厦里，客户和商品每秒钟都产生海岸的数据。这些数据如何被计算和统计？它们背后存在什么样复杂的逻辑关系？是我每次来这里思考的内容。
Right now, complex commodity transactions are going on in Global Harbor, one of Shanghai's largest shopping malls. Sun Yianhao's team is doing a simulation test. The simulated scenario is like a virtual global harbor. Different floors are divided into different sales areas with hierarchical accounting. Shops on each floor deal with sales and discounts, buying and selling, replacement and return of goods, capital offset, and so on. The data for these shops are calculated independently and eventually channeled into the shopping mall's management system. As he surveys the scene before him, Sun Ian Hao realizes that big data computing also subdivides businesses into multiple small tasks, which it then allocates to various computers for processing, and eventually integrates the results of each calculation, saving time and improving efficiency. This is distributed computing.
其实所谓分布式计算，就相当于你把这个任务交给这种很多机器去做，你怎么去让这种机器协同起来？你就相当于，比如说你去盖一个房子，你需要很多人去参与，但你怎么去让这些人协调起来，对吧？这些任务之间有并行，但是它还有一个先后关系，对吧？所以这些东西一定是这种在分布式下去协同、去协作、去共同完成一件事情。
Finally, Sun Ian Hao pinpoints his main direction. However, when running the test, his team encounters unexpected difficulties.
你现在在那个解决这个两个写事物的冲突的时候怎么做呢？
数据在所有里面的顺序跟在文件里数据可能会不一样的。
事实的数据啊，不停地在往里面插入的。那么这个插入的时候，它可能会有些少冲突。
我把整个的0到100行都给你锁一下，这个所谓的就叫区间锁。
As upgraded hardware has sped up computer processing, multiple calculations can occur synchronously. But when the same data involves multiple calculations, they must occur in sequence, as there will otherwise be an error. Precision, therefore, hinges on avoiding conflict between multiple calculations of the same data.
比如就像你厕所一样，你不能大家一下都进那个厕所，你必须进去要锁上，你再出来的。这样的话，你必须要这样，否则大家都冲进这个厕所去了。
Sun Ian Hao hits another glitch in the shopping mall. If the product a customer wants has sold out, the warehouse must deliver that item to the shop. But if several shops simultaneously run out of that product and stock at the warehouse is insufficient, it can't be delivered to all the shops. In this case, the warehouse will make the delivery according to the sequence of orders, so upholding the principle of first come, first served. Adding permissions to the data in multiple calculations will invoke data participation based on the level of permission, which will solve the problem of data conflict.
它那个去劣化以后呢，你的锁的力度太高，其实人为造成的冲突变大了，这都有一个锁，还有3个副本在这里。这样的话，底下的话它是通过这个 after flow 来实现的一个。
如果拿4周来对比的话呢，那我们也在想，改进后的大数据技术是16车道，可以处理更多的数据，以及解决更多大数据的问题。
On March 5th, 2018, the Transaction Processing Performance Council officially announced the test result on the processing technology developed by Sun Ian Hao's team, showing its capacity to process terabytes and petabytes of data simultaneously. If we compare it with a global supermarket chain, it means that workers can complete the data analysis of 30 billion purchasing records in 5 seconds, judge the consumption preferences of 100 million customers, distribute a corresponding number of product portfolios to each shop, and provide data support for refined operation. The test result confirms that the big data technology Sun Ian Hao and his team have developed is now recognized by authoritative experts at home and abroad.
我们做的是底层核心技术的开发工作，在常人看来是比较枯燥乏味的，但是我们并不觉得，当我们开发的工具被别人用了，创造出价值的时候呢，我们真的非常开心。
The momentum generated by this meeting of research ingenuity with massive business data propels today's dramatic technological progress towards big data applications that span all aspects of industry and life in general.
数字经济时代或者大数据时代给我们确实是机遇的，但是同时也是挑战，因为它是一场变革，甚至是一场革命，而这场革命它实际上很多东西原有的体系都会被打破，很多传统的行业是一定会不可避免地走向历史退出历史舞台，很多行业也会在新的一轮这个革命里面叫做凤凰涅槃，浴火重生。
Strong consumer demand drives China's vast market, making it a global focal point. Refined operations through mastering big data and its applications have enhanced competitiveness and invigorated economic development, changing the business layout of traditional enterprises, while intelligent data revamped the market structure. The dramatic changes to our lives in this era are inseparable from those to data.